Welcome back. If it has joined us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. President Muhammadu Buhari congratulates Nigerians on the country's 59th independence anniversary, transfers special intervention programs to newly created Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. President Buhari to depart Abuja on Wednesday for a meeting with his South African counterpart, Cyril Ramaphosa, over recent xenophobic attacks on Nigerians and Nigerian businesses in South Africa. Economic experts and policy analysts discuss new ways to redesign Nigeria's economy as the country celebrates 59th independence anniversary. And Hong Kong police shoot 18-year-old protester as angry mob disrupts China's 70th anniversary of the communist rule. For more information on our top stories and others, please visit our websites, channelstv.com, youtube.com/channelsweb has videos of our shows. We're looking at celebrations across the country. In the South, the day was commemorated with parades, cultural displays, and goodwill messages from state governors. The message of unity resonated across the South, with others renewing the call for peace across ethnic and religious lines.
Nigeria's 59th independence anniversary is marked in various states across the country with parades and messages from the governors. It's a colorful event in Anambra State as children perform choreography and parades to entertain the crowd. And a cultural display.
Look at them as they are dressed, you will see. We are still here together today. Through all these struggles, the greatest victory we have won is the preservation of this country, the continued existence of Nigeria as one entity.
There was also a cultural display and a march past at the Hero Square in Owerri, the Imo State capital.
Shall we please rise to honor the colors?
Governor Emeka Ihedioha, in his Independence Day address, asked the people not to relent in their sacrifice and contributions to the nation's unity and development.
Nigeria has bravely endured the pangs of birth of an emergent nation. Indeed, at every point, our resolve to live together as one, strong and united nation has been evident in our courage to confront the odds and resilience to pull back from the precedent.
In neighboring Enugu State, it was a subdued celebration, but Governor Ogwuanyi took the nation and the state to God in prayer before he went on to inspect a parade. In Delta State, the people converged on the cenotaph to observe the celebration, during which Governor Ifeanyi Okowa inspects a parade. He encourages Deltans and Nigerians to remain united.
I therefore appeal to all Deltans and indeed all Nigerians to rekindle their faith in a united country and in the continuous protection of democracy as the only viable system of governance, which is already bringing sustainable development to our nation.
Residents also gathered at the Uyo Township Stadium in Akwa Ibom State to mark the day. Governor Domi Manuel inspects the parade. In Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, the significance of the day is not lost on the governor, as he vows that policies and programs are being initiated to turn around the socio-economic fortunes of the state.
Our administration is irrevocably committed to restoring and enhancing the dwindling glory of the state for its premier position as the intellectual capital of this nation.
Despite the weather, the gallant officers are not deterred from performing the ceremonial parade at the Ikeja Police College grounds in Lagos. Governor Sanwo-Olu assured the people of more commitments to improve the economy of the state. In the southern states of the Federation, the clarion call has remained unity and peace across the country, and the aspiration of the people is that Nigeria becomes a better nation come 2020.
The pastor of the Household of God Church, Reverend Chris Okotie, and his congregation have also held a Thanksgiving service to celebrate the faithfulness of God over the nation. During the service, the cleric encouraged Nigerians to remain steadfast and hopeful for a better Nigeria.
Members of the Household of God Church arrive at the church premises with the Nigerian flags and emblems being distributed as they make their way in. With the majority dressed in different shades of green and white, the color of Nigeria's flag, the atmosphere erupts in praise and thanksgiving to God, celebrating Nigeria's 59th independence anniversary. The congregation waves the flags in jubilation at the arrival of the senior pastor, Reverend Chris Okotie, who leads them into another session of worship. Taking a cue from the life of Abraham in the Bible, the pastor charges the congregation to remain optimistic and trust God for a new Nigeria.
Come out of the old Nigeria, enter into the new place where your vision is different from the people around you. Our faith vision apprehends the extraterrestrial configuration of a blessed Nigeria. That's what we see.
Just before the close of service, he also had this to say.
The spiritual prognosis for Nigeria is justifiably auspicious, despite 1,000 contradictions. We know that the God that has helped us on 6 occasions will not abandon us on the 7th, and that the manna will continue to fall until we cross the Jordan. Therefore, let no one's heart be troubled on account of these vicissitudes that currently embrace the corporeality of our nation, because we know that they are transient and they will pass, but Nigeria will remain.
It's another independence celebration, and the prayer is that Nigeria becomes great again, a lot more than it was 59 years ago.
We're staying with celebrations surrounding the day. One of the events that highlighted the state of the nation during the annual celebration is the platform put together by the Covenant Christian Center. This year, leading economists and policy analysts sat to discuss redesigning the Nigerian economy and new ideas. The convener of the event, Pastor Kwoju Oyemade, asked Nigerians not to allow religion override their ability to think as a nation.
Measuring activities.
Twice a year, seasoned speakers are lined up to drive the conversation on topical issues.
Thank you for coming. And
the convener, Pastor Kwoju Oyemade, says the various speakers are invited to inject institutional knowledge that can drive the nation.
That to faith we must add virtue, and to virtue knowledge. This exact knowledge is based on research. Every seed requires rain from heaven, which we can say is what we do when we pray. But it also requires nourishment from the soil of the earth. The seed of our dream for a better Nigeria requires nourishment from this earth. Institutional knowledge gathered over the years. And this is why we host this program, and we invite people who can inject into the seed of this dream Nigeria information that will make it grow.
The speakers are experts in their own right, and the topic is an area within their purview. A familiar speaker on the platform opens the floor.
So now if you have a very low-priced device and you have mobile broadband connectivity, all you need is content. And some of that content already exists. But content, like in India, it's being created in local languages.
The theme is redesigning the Nigerian economy with new ideas, and two of the speakers are members of the recently inaugurated Economic Advisory Council.
We closed our borders 4 weeks ago, and today the price of rice is 25,000 naira a bag, 20,000 naira a bag. Why? It was 15,000 naira a bag only 5 weeks ago. Was there an earthquake? No. Did the population of Nigeria multiply by 2 in these 4 weeks? I'm not sure about that, right? So what happened? Does that show you the vulnerability to even simple border closure?
Our greatest resource is human beings of the future without oil. But we're not going to export illiterates. The easiest way to waste the future is to continue to churn out millions of semi-illiterate, largely unemployable citizens, most of whom see criminality as the only route to escape poverty trap or drug as the opium for solace.
And special advisor to the president on finance. He's a graduate of the University of...
Former vice presidential candidate Peter Obi will prefer his introduction kept short. He appears to have a lot to dish out. He says he's more concerned about where Nigeria stands in the League of Nations in the area of security, education, and the economy.
The then Minister for Finance said, no, that we are going to spend our way out of recession. Today, all the economists and the Bretton Woods institutions complain about our debt. We are now almost at $28 trillion, $90 billion with little or nothing to show for it. What is even worse, the debt is growing daily, and consequently, the service, what we require to service it, is worsening.
I stand up.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, I feel a lot comfortable. Thank you.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is faced with a question on the state of roads and traffic situation in Lagos.
So to answer the question really is to say that we're fully aware that there is problem right now on the short term. We're solving it. Once we finish the rainy season, extensive road rehabilitation will start to fix the roads as they were. Not that we will fix all of the 6,000 roads in Lagos in one day, because everybody takes a Snapchat or takes a picture and send it to me that I should fix their road.
The speakers may have differed in their approach, but their insight on the way forward has been their common ground.
When the News at 10 returns, we continue our series on the country's 59th independence anniversary celebration, with a focus on the political development so far. Plus, Hong Kong police shoot 18-year-old protester as angry mob disrupts China's 70th anniversary of communist rule. That's on the international scene with Around the World in 5.